Hello everyone, my name is Mike, aka the Treasure Gnome, and the first thing I want to do is thank Steve Rakin for hosting me on his channel and say hi to everyone. If you haven't seen me already, I run a YouTube channel where I help others learn how to sell on eBay, and mostly eBay, find stuff at garage sales, thrift stores. I like to sell clothing, video games, stuff like that, and I put together a quick video where I'm going to show you guys some of the stuff I look for when I go out and some of my favorite things to sell, 10 of my favorite things to sell actually. So the first thing I want to say thanks to Steve one more time, and I hope you guys enjoy my video. All right, so let's get right into this. I said I have 10 items, and just so you know, the best, my favorite, and one of the coolest is at the end, so you have to hang out to the end of the video to see this. But some of these items I didn't learn to look for right away. I kind of found them as I got further into clothing. I first started selling t-shirts and button-up dress shirts. I still do. There's certain ones I look for, but they're not the most profitable items I grab for. They're kind of like bread and butter. So I'm not going to show them what I always encourage. And even throughout this video, you're going to have to do your own research. I'm going to lead you down the right track and show you some really good places to start, and some bolo kind of things. But in my videos, I like to, put you in the right direction and give you where to look, and then, put you to where the research is. So the first item I'm going to start with here is I always pick these up, Brooks Brothers blazers. Now, not just Brooks Brothers, there's a lot of blazers that are profitable, but navy or black with the gold buttons is what I look for. So this is something I sold last week, right here. Uh, this has 3 gold buttons. It can have 3, it can have 2. This actually has another thing, which is a different style. It has a 2/3 roll right here. So, I mean, it kind of rolls over the button. It's a weird style, but regardless, navy blazers or black blazers with the blue buttons, they always sell really well. Brooks Brothers is just a brand I have shown. There's multiple brands. Like if you look through the sold listings, there's multiple brands that do really well. This is something that I consistently pick up and I consistently sell in my eBay store. So a really good one. The second item is Harris Tweed. This is a sport coat. I also do a lot of talking about sport coats, suit jackets, and blazers and the difference, because a lot of times when people talk about them, they misuse the wrong keywords, or they list them as suit jackets as a blazer or something like that. There's a big difference between a blazer, which we just saw, and then this is a sport coat. I'm not going to go into depth on that. I do in other videos and stuff, but yeah, if you see here, this is something that it's really seasonal. It sells really well in the fall and winter, but it will sell all summer too. It's a great brand. This is what the tag looks like right here. I'm sorry, it's not a brand, it's a fabric. So Harris Tweed is a fabric that's made in a certain area in Scotland, but it does really well. It has a really big following. Is the quality of the wool is very good, and it has a unique, cool look. The way they make the sport coats. So keep an eye out for those. They sell really well. If you look here at $60, they're going to sell anywhere from $30 to $100 depending on the condition and some of the extra accessories they have, like elbow patches or shoulder patches. So keep an eye out for Harris Tweed. Oh, darn. I just closed something. Okay, I'll get back to that. The third one is neckties. So if you look here, I love picking up neckties. There's certain brands, like I said, you're going to have to do the research. If you see here, there's 15,000 listings sold for neckties, and I did that pre-owned over $15. And if you look here, like, they are selling 15,000 ties sold. There's lots of ties out there. They're everywhere. If you go in a thrift store, for example, you're going to see racks of them. What you need to do is just go in there. I mean, even going through here right now, look, Salvatore Ferragamo, Hermes, Brooks Brothers, Robert Talbot, Gucci, Polo Ralph Lauren. These are all selling for over $15. So, take the time, go through the sold listings, make your list. And if you have to put it on your phone on a tab, for when you go through the thrift store to look, before you start looking through them, do that a couple times. Looking at it, you're gonna remember these brands and know what to look for. Another one people heavily search for and purchase is men's suits. So if you see here, I did another search. Clothing, men's clothing, suits, pre-owned, sold listings. 24,000 suits sold in the last 90 days. That's pretty crazy, guys. And if you look here, these are a little rare to find, but if you look through here, they sell for really amazing prices, especially if you're looking for the right brands. You're going to get really good returns on these. So you're going to have to do your research to figure out what your price points are. For example, what you want to pay. Do you want to pay $10? Do you want to pay up to $20? And what returns you want to get on these, because a basic Joseph A. Bank suit could bring you back $29 to $50, but if you find Armani, or let's see, another good one, Burberry, look at, you're running in $100. Brooks Brothers is 60 to 150 depending on what you get, stuff like that. So if you do the research on these clothing items, they're gonna give you fat returns. So yeah. The next item I look for this is mostly a garage sale, but occasionally you'll see them worth picking up in a thrift store, is Legos. You can sell these by the lots. There's a couple ways you can do it, by the lot, individually. But yeah, if you find a big box of Legos at a garage sale, pick them up. You can part them out. You can just weigh them by the pound and flip them quick, like this guy, 16 pounds. I sold a couple this week. It's just random pieces, and you literally photograph them. This guy spread them out a little bit, but photograph them, throw them in a box, and set it at an auction or buy it now. And look at 16 pounds of these went for $84 shipped. So look out for Legos. They do really well. The minifigures do super well. I have some right here. Like this minifigure right here. It's Samwise from the Lord of the Rings. This sells for like $25 shipped, and there's other ones that, this is a weird set. So these minifigures are really collectible for movies and Star Wars. I got another one right here. This is like a little droid. This goes for $9, a little droid. And here's another one from the Lord of the Rings. So these were all from one little set that I bought. This is Golem or whatever, Precious. That sells for like $7 or $8. Buy it now. So these are little things, like not even an ounce to ship. So they're really easy to photograph, really easy to put up. Don't overlook these things. There's lots of money in Legos. Another one that I did the listing for is that, and I also love to pick up, is N64 games. So I filtered this. It looks like over $80. That was a mistake. Sorry, I'm gonna switch that to 8. But so for these N64 games, either way, if you can pick these up for a couple dollars, usually like $2 to $5 a piece at these garage sales or thrift stores, and just do a little research, pick up your phone, know which games are super profitable. Like look at the Zelda, look at the Donkey Kong, the Mario Kart, Doom, Smash. You look at these games once and you'll remember, like, they're common things. A lot of them you saw through your childhood, or if you're a little bit older, you saw your kids growing up with them, playing with them. So you'll know. They'll ring a bell, and then just remember, like, Zelda, $34.99. Look at that. So N64 games, there's a lot of money in. Not only N64 games, but I like N64 in particular because they sell really well. So going along with that, the video game consoles. So I did another search like this, over $30 in video consoles. What has sold? We have 158,000 sold items in the last 90 days. 158,000. So that's pretty crazy. Look at all this stuff. So this is going to go from everything. So any game console out there is, don't be afraid. figure you look at them a couple times, like I say with anything. If you look at the sold listings a couple times, you're gonna have an idea of what you can pay for it in your head. So like, a Wheeze with a game is selling for $68. That console's probably going, $40 to $50, something like that. You can get an idea of what you want to pay for all these systems at a garage sale. A 3DS, look at that. So what, 150 for a 3DS? Xbox 360, that's a bundle. So obviously you're not going to want to take these prices into account because they're bundled with games. But when you see just the consoles, you can get a really good idea of what something's worth. And yeah, there's a lot of money in video games, guys, basically. So if you're at a garage sales and you see them, take that second look and figure out, is this something that's a good purchase for me? We're starting to get into some good stuff now. This is fun stuff for me the last three ones are really fun for me, and I love finding these. So vintage cameras. There's lots of brands: Fujiki, Canon, Nikon, Key. I don't even know what that is. There's so many. 35 millimeters. These are like the original SLR type stuff. They bring in really good money. It might look like a cheapo camera to you, but someone out there is looking for these things. Minolta, there you go. You can usually get these things for $1, $2, nothing. Bundle them with something, and people will throw them in with these leather cases. Look at this. This Leica M2 camera, $8.99. There is some home runs out there with these cameras. And then sometimes, like this right here, sometimes this isn't the best way to sell them either. These lenses, if you take them apart here, you can sell just the body of these cameras, and then sometimes for like $20, $30. And then sometimes the lenses are worth a lot more too, especially with the Nikons, because you can still use them with some of the lenses with modern day cameras. So, really keep an eye out for these at garage sales and thrift stores, and give them a second look, and look them up, see what they're worth. These prices are really good. Men's jeans, these sell very quickly. I did a search for these, sold over $15 pre-owned. Lots of brands. There's a lot of brands that sell. There's some brands that don't sell as much, but they still sell. Levi's, for instance, sell really good, really fast. People know what they're coming on here to buy in men's jeans. They know their size. All they want to see is quick pictures and make sure there's no holes or stains. It's very easy to photograph. They sell super quick, and it's tougher. I wouldn't really advise getting these unless you're getting them for super cheap at your thrift store, which would be under $5. But garage selling is where you pick these up from. You can get these for cheap at garage sales, $2 to $3 a pair, sometimes $1 a pair. Pick them up. Even if they're kid sizes, they will sell. If you're looking at the prices here, you're going to see $15 to $30 all day long. So many different brands. Some brands will bring in crazy amounts, like True Religion. You see people getting rid of them cheap there. Some Ralph Lauren. So do your research on that, but if you're getting these things for cheap at garage sales, like I always see them, pick them up. It's a really safe pickup, and you'll be happy with the returns you get. And the last item that I love to look for and pick up, and I think is super fun, is clothing from the 90s. You can do a pre-owned search in eBay for clothing that has sold from the 90s, and you're going to see all this cool stuff. It's going to give you a quick idea of what it looks like and what is selling. Basically anything from the 90s. But make yourself familiar with it. You'll see what sells, and it does really well. Some of the stuff brings in crazy returns because they don't make it anymore, and it's what's hip right now. So keep an eye out for this stuff, and do your research on this. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks again to Steve for hosting me on this channel, and we'll see you next time.